We'll drop this off, and we have to take a file off of it, and then we have to go your way and come back.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay. Because you're glad that we don't have to go buy scotch.
I hate scotch so much. I just hate scotch. Why?
I don't know.
Why do we have to go to scotch? Scotch. Oh. Scotch. Oh, yeah. You want to go this way, right?
Right.
Because we want to turn right.
Yeah, we want to turn right to get on the freeway, because...
Yeah.
That's what you promised. That's what you...
Yep, I promised. We made a deal.
Because that's what we've packed it when we left the office earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We made it packed. Didn't we?
Yep.
Deal.
Yep.
The best thing that's happened to this city in decades. He's a true leader. You can just tell that by the way he talks. You watch the post game interviews in the locker room and stuff. I mean, the broadcast in the locker room and the way he talks to the guys and everything. We're going to get through this. I believe in this team. I think this team believes in itself more than any other Lions team I've ever watched. I'm an old guy. I'm 73 years old, man. The last time the Lions won the NFL championship, I was 6 years old. I know that my dad bought me a helmet and jersey. I know that. But I mean, no kidding. I think this team will get through this. We've got 3 winnable games. San Francisco is in bad shape injury-wise. The toughest one, I'm not even as concerned about the Vikings right now as I am the Bears. I mean, the Bears got to be super pissed off because their idiot coach lost them the game in Ford Field. And
okay, dude, did you watch the game last night? Did you watch the game last night? Did you see the Bears-Vikings game last night?
No, I didn't, sir.
And you're more. You're more worried about the Bears than the Vikings. Like if the chances for a disaster loom with the Bears, you cannot lose to the Bears. Vikings kick the tail of the Bears.
Vikings are the Bears stink, but it will be a tougher game than people think. That's the Bears do to them.
What do you think the point spread on that game? Do you know what it is?
I believe it's 7.
What do you think it should be?
I think it should be line should be 4.5.
Okay. So you take the Bears plus.
See what happens during the week. Probably.
John's in Orchard Lake, and he is next. Hi, John.
Hi. Merry Christmas, guys.
What's up?
When I, step back and look, I'm as disappointed as anybody that this is happening. I mean, it was such a magical season, and it still is. But having this many injuries is certainly a setback. But I still think this is a better team than they were last year, and they were a quarter away from getting into the Super Bowl. They're a whole year more experienced. They have, they've gelled together. They've overcome a lot of adversity. They've obviously demonstrated grit. And, granted, I think I've got more hope than belief compared to where I was 2 weeks ago. But I still think they've got as good a chance as anybody to get to the Super Bowl. I still think there's a darn good chance they not only at least win the division, if not end up with the 1 seed and have the 1 week bye, which will help them a lot. They're still going to get
It's a big thing.
some of their players back.
It's a big deal.
And their offense is certainly as good as it was last year, better. And, okay, they lost Montgomery, but they could afford to lose. And like I heard a little bit ago, that's one that they could afford to lose. I still think Jameer is going to continue to have an amazing season and will probably step up and play even better for the last 3 games. We're going to see him just have a breakout for the remainder of the season. So I think going into the playoffs, especially if they pull off the 1 seed, I realize that's a harder task than it was a couple weeks ago. But the way I'm looking at it is, they were by far the favorite going into, like I said, just step back a week ago, 2 weeks ago, going into the Bills game. They were by far the favorite not only get to the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl. Now, maybe they're not a favorite, but you don't have to be an overwhelming
You don't
favorite
have
to
to be,
win it all.
John, and I think that's one of the points. And the stuff you brought up about the offense being better, they're 5 points better than they were a year ago offensively. They get more yards per game than they did a year ago offensively. I think they played a tougher schedule this year. They're in the toughest division in football. I don't think there's any question that their special teams are better with the addition of Jake Bates. That's 2 of the 3 facets of the game that have taken steps forward. If the defense is what it was a year ago, that team was still good enough to make it to the NFC title game without the first round bye.
Somebody, it's interesting. I want to ask you this, okay? Because somebody just posted this. And so let's say for the playoffs, I mean, we're assuming Anzalone's back to the playoffs, okay? Which defense is better? Last year, Hutchinson, McNeil, Tyson Alualu, Josh Kaminsky, this is the playoff defense last year. Anzalone, Campbell, Cam Sutton, Kirby Joseph, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Ryan Branch, or Kendall Vilma. That was last year. This year, Darius Smith, DJ Reader, Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Pascal, Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, Terrion Arnold, Kirby Joseph, Ryan Branch, Amik Robertson, Ife Milifano.
I think that the secondary is way better. I don't think the defensive front is.
No, right. Linebackers would be a
It's a
watch.
passing league. I like that. Since they lost Hutch, they really haven't had a great passing pass rush.
No.
But they've actually had a pretty decent pass defense until lately.
Right.
Now, and they just got healthy, and now they lost guys again. If they get Melifonwu back, bump Branch outside, I'm not sure if that's still not a pretty damn good secondary.
Here's the name that we haven't thought of. I don't know if you talked about it yesterday. And I don't know where he is. He's been inactive the last couple weeks. And that's Emmanuel Moses.
Yep.
I mean, you talk about a guy given another chance to show something. This is it.
It would be really a great story for a guy who comes here, works his way back, gets hurt right away, gets hurt again, works his way back, gets hurt again, works his way back, and then to make a positive impact on this team. It would be a very cool story. Or your phone calls and feedback coming up. It's Carson Anderson, Stoney in for Anderson here on 97 The Ticket. You know what your water score is? Telltale signs like water spots, dingy laundry, and dry skin indicate your water score isn't high as it should be. There's still time before holidays to get great tasting, worry-free water. Also time to get that CGC. They can put in the tankless water heater for you for the holidays. I got the kids coming home, and they're all going to be in the house, and we'll never run out of hot water because of our tankless water heater. Plus,
Trying to
there's
make
an
them
unintended benefit.
Get a
Get a bunch of space
reaction?
in our storage room,
Huh?
which is where I can hide the Christmas gifts.
well.
Yep, call CGC and get a place to hide your Christmas gifts. 855-339-4242 or visit cgcwater.com today. 855-339-4242. sponsors, cgcwater.com.
There is nothing like being home for the holidays at MGM Grand Detroit. Earn entries playing all of your favorite slots and table games. Then visit us for the Friday live drawings December 6th through 20th to unlock your chance at a year of free mortgage or rent payments. That's right, MGM Grand Detroit is paying your mortgage or rent for a year. It's a good time for a grand time. See the MGM Rewards desk for details. Must be 21 or older and present to win. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER for confidential help.
Michigan Auto Law. Auto accident attorneys. Visit autolaw.com.
Yeah.
The Wine Garden St. Clair Shores is your destination for everything from single barrel bourbon to fine wine and cigars. On Harbor south of 9.
Come see me, Big Tony.
The Wine Garden.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber.
Wow.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by TGL, presented by SoFi, beginning on January 7th on ESPN. Keep up, it's golf. The Las Vegas Raiders have the inside track on the #1 pick in the next draft, which they'll need to select a quarterback. And new minority owner Tom Brady will reportedly be involved in making the pick. If Brady is as insightful in the front office as he was on the field, he could become the Raiders' not-so-secret weapon. I'm Maggie Gray.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Trump's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, layoffs on the line calls, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
All right, the NBA is back, and this season you can make every play, pass, and point mean more with Finn, America's #1 sportsbook. Check out newer bets like number of dunks, assists, or three-pointers in the next 3 minutes. It doesn't matter if you tap into FanDuel before the game starts or maybe you're midstream, they've got you covered. Live betting in the NBA, by the way, everyone makes a run. It's true. It's a fun way to get some crazy odds in the long death march of an NBA season. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. FanDuel.com/ticket for your chance to score $150 in bonus bets with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. 21 and up, present Michigan. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue. Non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ever feel like you're missing out on cashback when you shop?
Every time.
Not with MSUFCU's Cashback Plus.
Tell me more.
With MSUFCU's Cashback Plus, purchase and use digital gift cards from national retailers like Hotels.com, DSW, and SpotFinder. You'll earn up to 20% cash back.
So it's like getting paid to shop?
Exactly. Find out more at msufcu.org/cashbackplus.
Jared Goff joins Karsh and Anderson Tuesdays at 10:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Some people are freaking out in Detroit. I'm not. I think the Lions simply went from being a strong favorite to win the Super Bowl to now a typical Super Bowl contender, which is a great place to be. It's a great place to be. It just simply isn't as good as it was. Stoney, I think you've gone sort of from no shot to, okay, I'll give him a shot, but
I went from 50-50.
Before?
Yeah.
Which I think was
a little high.
A little optimistic.
Well, I've been a little high before. Anyway, to 10% now.
Okay.
I just think it's As much as we want to sing "We Shall Overcome," I think it's
actually we don't. We really don't.
I don't want to, but
okay. I want to work with you here a little bit.
Okay.
Since you came up with 10%, I can't help myself. What chance do the Eagles have to win the Super Bowl?
25%.
Okay.
We're not going to go through every team.
What chance does Buffalo have?
Buffalo probably like 35%.
35%. Okay. What about Kansas City?
Probably the same as Buffalo.
35%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending where that game is.
What about Baltimore?
20%.
20%. So, Stoney, so far, we're well over the allotted 100%.
Oh, okay.
So Buffalo right now.
I was looking more like your odds. All right.
If Buffalo and Kansas City have 35% each, that's 70%. Philly's 25%, that's 95%. Baltimore's 20%, that's 115%. Detroit is 10%, it's 125%.
I haven't got to the Vikings or the Packers.
Yeah, what about the Vikings, Stoney?
Hey, I do want to. All right, you know what I'm trying to say, to a certain extent. However, since you brought up the Vikings, I just want to mention this briefly.
Okay.
I don't really like the Vikings, but those were some of the sweetest uniforms I've ever seen. They wore last night. Oh my! Now I love when the Lions do them too, but with the they call them ice down. And I happen to be a fan of purple, so the little purple outline. I just thought they were awesome.
The silver, they had a silver stripe.
Yeah, they just really looked good.
All right, let's get back to your open line calls. We go to Brandon next on 97.1 The Ticket. Hello, Brandon.
Hey, how's it going? Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Yeah, how you guys doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Hey, Stoney said something a little while ago. You look at it both sides of the prism. And, I want to be a realist. I mean, these are a lot of injuries. This is hard. But I tell you what, now, look, my ex-girlfriend, none of my ex-girlfriends are massage therapists. I tell you, if there was a team that could overcome the adversity that you see here, it would be this 2024 Detroit Lions team. It really would. The culture that Dan Campbell has built here with Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, I don't see that with any other team in the league. I really don't. And so if there was a team that could overcome this adversity, it would be the Detroit Lions. And so, I'm going to watch Sunday, them play at Soldier Field. I will see what happens. I mean, that should be a win. We'll see what happens when they play the Vikings. And it's just any given Sunday. But if there was a team that could pull this out, it would be the Detroit Lions this year.
I don't disagree with that. Probably going to. That's
well, Stoney, it might not be as obvious as it once was.
Right.
But I think just because it's not as obvious doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That's one. Two is, I'm going to guess. Just guess. Make a guess. That a few weeks back, when it was announced that Colston Loveland wasn't going to play in the Ohio State game, what did you say about that game?
I hit on my betting app, Ohio State minus 19.5.
Did you?
So, yes, the good news for everybody, if you even care, because I don't think what we say makes a hell of a difference, what's going to actually happen on the field. The good news is I am wrong more than I am right. So
we all have our moments. Let's go to Mike next on 97.1 The Ticket. Hi, Mike.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
So I have a bit of a theory and want to get your guys' input on it, on some of these injuries. Everybody wants to cry and complain about strength and conditioning, how hard Campbell has in practice.